that is such a stark contrast to me just like in The Sims 2, which was my favorite Sims, just getting all of my male Sims alien pregnant because that was the first time that you could do that in the game. Male pregnancy was a thing. If you got abducted by aliens, you would come back alien but pregnant, which I think is literally the funniest shit ever. So that
I'm dead, you boy. I'm dead.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another week of 368 GG reviews. First, the mic was hot, then it wasn't. We're hot again. I'm Holly.
We're finally live. I'm Narz. Welcome back. If you guys have not been watching our social medias and you don't know what today's game is that we're reviewing is Hi-Rez's new game called Rogue Company. Now, if you're sitting under a rock or you have not been watching Dr. Disrespect talking about it either, it's a great new cool game that's coming out. It has a lot of mix between a lot of the games that you've seen before, CSGO, Valorant, Rainbow Six Siege, but we're going to give you the lowdown and details about what we think about Rogue Company, and we have an extra special guest today.
And I'm very excited to introduce her. She is a friend of mine through cosplay. She's a very talented cosplayer. You might recognize her from the costuming series Marvel Becoming through her Black Widow costuming work. And she is also a well-known commentator in the FGC, as well as the community manager specialist for the Hi-Rez game Paladins. And I'm very excited to introduce Romanova.
Hey everyone, how's it going?
Good. Thanks for hopping on with us to talk about Rogue Company. I know that you've been pretty busy since the game's launched.
Yeah, no, so my roommates work directly on the game, and they're like UI people and different things like on there, and just seeing how busy our company has been, the team directly working on that game. Oh my goodness. And it's so nice to see it pay off with like how the hype has just grown, and then like now the doc's playing it, so it's like, you know, that's huge in itself, right?
Absolutely.
The doc has pretty much made this his personal pet project now. Like I saw that he got to design his own map for the game that Hi-Rez was looking at. They were like, yeah, we're just gonna let him design a map, and everybody was like, oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah, he's like he was saying, I was watching his stream when he was doing that, he was saying he's bringing the arena. He's like, I'm bringing the arena to you. So it's kind of cool that you know, we're getting involved, I guess, with that, if that's what's going on, because he did like tweet out, I think, his quote unquote map design and everything, and you know, they've been tweeting back and forth at each other. He's been using his great little flip phone device, I think, to communicate with everyone. So,
which is interesting, because you would have never thought that Dr. Disrespect will ever be this vested in a game before. Like, did he, like, I'm assuming he probably designed this game mode from scratch, but seeing that it's something that has piqued his interest, do you foresee it continuing? Is there going to be like kind of like I would always assume that like when you have such like a representative, I think like Dr. Disrespect being a part of a game, it brings out more of the game. It gives it so much more exposure, and I think that inevitably is why we're seeing a lot more Twitch partners and streamers playing the game.
Yeah, and I think it like gives it a little bit of extra personality too, because you know, there will be inside jokes, I'm sure, that come from like people who watch Doc's channel and everything. So as soon as we kind of, you know, see those unfold as it is, because we've seen so many just from him in the past with, you know, his brand and whatnot. So I'm excited to see what kind of little things he comes up with regarding Rogue Company. So
I thought it was really interesting. I was taking a look at the tweet where he sort of gives you the rundown of like how he chose to design the arena map. And I thought it was really interesting that he said that he made it purposefully smaller because it made you as a player get to the action faster. He was like, there's no wait time. You're not kind of waiting around to like pick where you're going to go. He was like, I wanted it to be a smaller map because you move in quicker, the action happens faster. And I thought that was a really interesting perspective because from a streamer's standpoint, you know, you want to get to the action faster because that's like the meat of when you're entertaining your viewers and they're like, oh, I don't want to watch him stand around in a hallway waiting to move in. Like, I want to see the doc get some kills. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Do you kind of see Hi-Rez doing more collabs with big name streamers like this in the future with like map creation and you know, taking more notes from streamers and content creators when they're working on the game?
So I can't really speak on behalf of like if they will or won't, but as far as like what I'd like to see just as a fan and stuff too, that's like watching this develop before my eyes. Yeah, I'd love to see this happen. I feel like this might show what, you know, I think it might also show what big name creators can do with companies if they show enough love for a game as well. Because obviously, like, the thing that got this, like, whole conversation started with them was, like, you know, the interactions that they had and, like, how funny those were and everything. So I definitely feel like it would be really cool to have that in the future and maybe see, you know, other big names work together. I know another person who's been loving the game is Courage. You know him, and I wonder if we'll see Ninja playing it. I haven't checked to see if he's tried it yet, but I know he was the main reason when Realm Royale took off. That he was the one who got that, like, the eyes on it, because I think Fortnite servers were down, and he was like, "I'm gonna play this game," and he was like, "This game's actually kind of fun." But, like, you know, it's good though that Rogue Company already kind of started off without needing that kind of build to get there, and now Doc is just adding to it, you know. So it already kind of had the hype, and now Doc's kind of just adding to it, which is really cool to see.
I think it's so funny you mentioned Realm Royale because I absolutely love that game and I feel like it went so under the radar and I feel like it deserves so much more love. I had a lot of fun playing Realm Royale and this was during a time when I was playing a lot of PUBG. So I found it really funny that I was playing two very different but similar battle royales, you know, because, you know, Realm Royale super cartoony and then PUBG very realistic, but I like both of them captured my attention at the same time. But I definitely feel like Realm Royale did not get the clout that it deserved. So I think it's funny you brought that up.
Yeah, no, it's actually really sad a little bit where our CEO just made a statement recently about how Realm is like the only game like not getting consistent. Like, we have technically 4 games, right, with Realm Royale included in that, but that's the one that's not on the plan to keep supporting, like, with content going, like new content going forward. They're keeping it alive because so many people do enjoy it, which I think him being that transparent, I think dev transparency is very important, especially nowadays with the internet.
Yeah.
And our CEO being that bold to make a long statement to just a fan, it's kind of, in my opinion, like, I'm glad that that's our CEO right now because, you know, there are so many people that like that game. And the whole reason why they're also putting so much love right now, not into the games that we still have that are doing well, but also now with Rogue Company being the baby of us that is already growing so big, is, you know, we don't ever want that kind of issue to ever happen again to a game. And Rogue Company already has a really good start, and it's already like foreseeable to be steady, right? Like that's what you want. You want consistency, and then, you know, as the game grows, you want that quality to be consistent as it continues to, you know, grow its audience, grow its fan base. Like, I guess that is included in audience, but like, you don't want it to like have that downfall, and you don't want to make too many brash changes to it too. I think that's another thing that we suffered with when Realm Royale first came out. The hype came and all these changes were made instead of just like kind of letting it become what it should be. And I think that is a really good thing that Rogue Company is doing right now. They're kind of, you know, they had the closed alpha. Now it's closed beta, and eventually there will be obviously an open beta. So they're not doing anything too drastic yet. They're just letting people get used to the game, let themselves feel it, and then, you know, I'm sure there'll be, you know, probably content and other things like that coming in the future. So there's going to be way more to keep looking forward to as this game develops.
So when it comes to Rogue Company as a game, it's particularly different from all of Hi-Rez's other games. When it comes to like Realm Royale, when it comes to Smite, Paladins, and obviously Tribes and Global Agenda, we see Rogue Company kind of take on a very different take of games that has never been done before for Hi-Rez, in the sense that, like, with Rogue Company, a lot of people get the CSGO, Rainbow Six Siege, Valorant kind of vibes from this game. But at the same time, it is distinctly different from those games. And that's what I found the most charming about this game. And it's very much of a type of game, if you guys will look at it. So it kind of has like the similar kind of like vibrancy like Apex does. But I think the interesting thing that Hi-Rez does with this game is that it's allowing it to kind of evolve naturally. I know recently you guys just did a massive patch update. You guys removed extraction as a game mode, but you also added kind of a bunch of other like key fixes, I guess you can say, when it comes to kind of like buybacks as well as other things. What do you think makes Rogue Company so much more dynamic that is a representation of their success compared to the other high-res games?
I think one of the starting points for this too, and a big thing, is the team is as far advanced as any high-res team has gotten to be so far. They are working in Unreal Engine 4. Many of these people are already trained in Unreal 4. And with that, we have some of the top-notch, like we've recruited and gotten some of the top-notch, like whether it's program designers in the industry as well, who have been working on this. And we haven't allowed working from home, like stop that. Like our whole company is still operating at full capacity. Every team working from home. And they, I think it also goes miles to see the direction the company has just gone in over the last like 2 years, maybe, especially with Stu becoming the CEO. Stu has done a really good job at creating this, the system of values that our employees all seem to follow, with going towards how they do their work and how they present themselves and the quality of their work that they give to the company. So I don't know if that's like exactly the answer you're looking for, but it's really nice to see kind of that shift in, general production and whatnot between not just Rogue Company, but like all of our games. Like, I mean, even Smite's had a really, really good year. Like a lot of people thought that Smite was kind of, on the back burner. And then, just out of nowhere, they got the deal with Avatar, where they have Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra skins in their game. So, I think Rogue Company being the new one, it's like, if we can do that for like our older games and we've gotten this far with that, like Rogue Company has a very bright future, I think. So
I agree with that there. And I remember before we even put this game on the docket for upcoming games, Narz specifically was like, Holly, we have to play this game. Rogue Company. It's just, I've been watching people play. I got 2 codes. Like, I'm going to give you a code. We have to do this. Let's agree to do it. I was like, okay. Like, she was ready to go. I personally, for some reason, thought that this game was out for a lot longer than it actually was, because I think there's just something about the title and the way that the game is that just makes me feel like it feels like this game has been around a lot longer than it actually is, just because I feel like it is in a really good place right now, and it does look like it has had a lot of work put into it, and it feels very polished even for just being a closed beta. So I was really surprised that it only just, started with the closed beta, because it just looked like it was so like well packaged. And I kind of want to talk a little bit about what first impressions were with this game when you guys first started playing it and you got your first experiences with Rogue Company. So like, how did you guys feel about it when you first started playing, and what were your preconceptions of the game before going in?
So I kind of got to see it obviously in the early stages, like when it was like pre-alpha alpha. Like it has come such a long way. I think my most excitement for it was the modes that they added in going into the closed beta. That was when I started having the most fun with it, and that was when the roster of characters that you could play. Um, yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's been fun throughout, but it's just gradually gotten better. Like at first, I think my whole thing when I was on the inside looking out, like what is going to be the catch of this, I think it actually helped. Like Valorant is obviously like a game that many would say is like similar in the style, like because it's that CS:GO-esque like kind of shooter, right?
Mhm.
But I think it helps that that's more of a like Riot graphic, like cartoony kind of look to it almost, whereas um this has a very realistic look, but it also has its own, I think, feel and design to the characters. Like I think you can feel like kind of the personality also too, like from the point that they've gotten to, and that's what I like too. I like when like even though you're just playing a character to shoot with, you have like this cool personality behind them.
I think for me, when it comes to Rogue Company, having had played Valorant and Rainbow Six Siege, wow, I can't speak. It's interesting enough because like I know we were having this conversation before, Holly, and a lot of people try to compare this game to like Six Siege and to like Valorant and to CS:GO, but it really doesn't come across as any of those in my personal opinion. I feel like it's just kind of like its own IP separate from it all. And like obviously like there are different aspects of the game that come from other types of game, but I mean that could be the same thing with Fortnite, that could be the same thing with PUBG, that could be the same thing with Call of Duty. And I feel like this is just kind of like an evolution of some of the games we love that's put together, and I think it's a very creative way of creating a game that you played it. So I think my favorite aspect of this game is the rogues and I know we have a video of the rogues that we have available, and I think it's cool because like unlike like kind of like Apex and Overwatch where every character and every rogue agent kind of have their own abilities, you can still modify the actual rogues themselves within the game, and then it adds to the fundamentality of the actual modes themselves because there's obviously demolition, extraction, which was removed, and then strikeout. So every single game is kind of an extension of a different game, but at the same time with a little bit of a twist. What I find fascinating is like how did these modes come about? Like how did they sit down and kind of like look at the other games that were in the the ether of like battle royale games or just like esports types games, and they kind of pick the ones they liked, or it was just kind of like a mod shot? Like what was the kind of like the thinking, the brainstorming process for this? Do you know, Romanova?
I don't know exactly that. The thing I will let people know though, if you do have Twitter, make sure you hit the follow button for Scott Gandhi, because he's like the lead designer and he's been so good at like communication updates just through his own Twitter on top. And he's not even the community manager. Like the community managers are doing a great job too, like getting these interactions going with like players, like, behind the account with Dr. Disrespect, all that. And shout outs to them. That's Tony and Nick. I actually was working on Paladins with Nick for a while. He was there like on the esports side of Paladins for like 4 years, and they moved him. Tony's shipped, I think, like 8 different titles before in his career, so he's like more than experienced, and he's the main community manager as well. But like if you can follow somebody, definitely follow Scott Gandhi. Like he's been really good at like updating and like answering people's questions about like the design and like choices that they've made for like the path of the game. As far as your specific question to me, I don't have the exact answer for that, but I will say I think one of the things, if I were to assume what influences them the most, is also making this fun and engaging for people when it's in third person. I think that's a big thing that they have to keep in mind, because you're gonna have like, they want to have obviously a competitive side to this game. And I know some people worry about that with third person because of like, corner peeking and all that. So I think they need to make these modes too, first of all, fun, let alone see where the meta kind of develops as the game goes on, because that's going to decide, I think, where they go with, a more competitive route later on.
That's so funny you should say that, because I actually do that. I do corner peek, and I was like, oh my god. And I was like, I thought I was cheating at first. I was like, oh no, this is by design. Okay, I love this design. Please keep it. Please don't make it competitive.
Once again, we catch Narz red-handed cheating at yet another game. Here we go. I think it's so funny that you brought up, Narz, that you saw the influence in those other games, because when I first loaded up Rogue Company, the first game mode I picked was Demolition, specifically because it reminded me of Valorant, and I play a lot of Valorant these days, and I was like, if I'm going to learn how to play this game, I'm going to do something that feels familiar so that I can more easily learn the abilities and the mechanics and whatever, and it worked. And I really liked that a lot. It felt like it was very comfortable slipping into the world of Rogue Company, because I was like, oh, okay, so like we're planting a bomb, or we're keeping them from planting a bomb. Similar concept, but you're learning what Dima does, or you're learning what Ronan does, and you're learning all this stuff. So they keep it pretty straightforward, pretty simple, and I feel like the tutorial was like really easy to follow, which you don't get a lot these days, shockingly. So I was like really happy that they kind of held my dumb little hand through all of the abilities.
But isn't that a tactic? And at the end of the day, like I feel like personally, especially considering that like Valorant is kind of like a dumbed down version of CS:GO.
Yes,
but
it's
baby
mode. Yeah,
it's baby. Oh, but it's like because it's packaged with the riot symbol on it, and it kind of looks, you know, not necessarily cartoony, but it definitely kind of like it's a bit unrealistic. I feel like that appeals to a lot of the you know, a lot of players, a lot of summoners who played League of Legends, and the majority of them are women. So I feel like this kind of like process of mimicking games that are slowly like trying to be like Valorant is initially kind of take their user base, trying to get them to like, oh, Lee, you like Valorant, check out this other game. It's kind of like Valorant too, but it's a little bit different. You got different characters, you got different abilities, and I feel like sometimes that can sell the game in itself.
I think that it's really just them doing their homework. I feel like Hi-Rez certainly did their homework when they were thinking about what is appealing to players right now in the community. And I think that you can see where they took influence from other games, but they were able to still make it their own. Like it's not, you know, a direct copy off of certain game mechanics. Like you actually see that, you know, they tried to put their own spin on it. And for me personally, I was very reminded of not Counter-Strike. I was reminded of Rainbow Six Siege when I saw the characters because I feel like they definitely give that vibe. You know, they all have very distinct personalities, but they are more realistic. They're not, you know, cartoony Apex characters. They're realistic characters, but they all have their own abilities, their own personality, and you can always like tell exactly who they are when you're on the battlefield, which I think is really interesting. And it's a really hard balance to strike between realism and like creating personality because obviously the characters we remember are the ones that are larger than life, but they managed, I feel like, to strike that balance in the graphics. So I mean, obviously I had an affinity towards certain characters. I'm giving you guys a little bit of Phantom, a little bit of Ronin. I don't know if you caught that, but I'm just trying to channel them in my little outfit today.
Very cute, very
Playing.
cute. 10 out of 10.
All the what would the grandma say about you though? Did you see that trailer? The lady, she like looks her up and down. She's like, what can I help you with? And like she's like, I want something that makes a statement.
I love that grandmother. I wish she just
I want her to be a character, right? Like she needs to be playable, right?
I mean, she has her own gun because you see her at some point shooting someone that was behind Ronan, and I'm just like, she's so badass. Why she's not in this game?
Yeah, you know, she's great. I love that trope. Like old lady, like should you maybe be judging people, but then like also you don't want to be ageist. So it's like, yeah,
Exactly.
she totally can, and maybe that's just who she is. Maybe she is kind of that, you know, kind of resting, you know, face trope, you know, the sassy grandma.
I'm always for a sassy grandma. I don't know if you guys remember when the Overwatch team released unused character models and they had Mama Hong. That was from that one, I think it was Kung Fu Hustle, that one movie. And we were this close to having Mama Hong in Overwatch, and I regret that every day that we don't.
Goodness.
Just like a little old Chinese lady with rollers in her hair and a cigarette hanging out of her mouth. I was like, what are you telling me? This isn't Overwatch? Come on.
I don't know. You'd have to get like the Surgeon General warning on that. But yeah, I agree. I think that as you're playing, you feel the personality, and I loved what the guys did. You know, the guys and gals over there did with the like kind of promotion of it when it went live. They did oh my goodness, I'm a failure at this right now. Hacker. Oh my goodness.
Glitch.
Yeah. Why did I just blank out on that? Oh my gosh. Bort is gonna like have my head for that one. But yeah, Glitch. They had Glitch as like the social media like kind of takeover.
So
and
cool.
I love when companies do that. Like I've gotten to do it myself with Paladins before, where we did it for like Talk Like a Pirate Day last year, and we had like our one character who's like the zombie pirate takeover, and it was like the one day like the social media account could like reply to people anyway kind of and get away with it, where because we were talking in the way of this person. But then I also loved too the voice filter and how they joined in on a lot of the influencer games. So I really respect to my fellow Hi-Rez workers, because we are split into different teams there. You know, Hi-Rez is our publisher, and then technically Rogue Company is under First Watch Games. So we have First Watch Games, Evil Mojo Games, and Titan Forge. Titan Forge does Smite, Evil Mojo does Paladins, and First Watch is Rogue Company. So it's kind of cool that they've kind of divvied it up, but we all still, when we weren't COVID, we were all in the same building. So I miss the building, but you know, our CEO is doing a really good job at like keeping us safe actually during this, even though
That's awesome.
Yeah, even though Georgia's opened back up, right? He still has us all working from home. And they've started to like do what they can to make the office safer, but they still think that we're working efficiently enough from home to continue that, to keep us safe, specifically because so many people there have families on top of that, etc. Like, you know, it's really nice. They just had us do a contactless pickup where they gave us care packages at the studio, and the care packages had masks in it that had like little characters from our games on it.
That's
and
so cute.
yeah, it was nice of them. They gave us some cleaning supplies, hand sanitizers.
That's really nice.
So they really care, and it's nice to know that they protect like their employees during this as well.
That's awesome. And I also find it really funny that you're roommates with people that work on other games at the same company. I kind of getting like Silicon Valley vibes from that, like everybody working in an incubator together.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it is. I get the joke all the time from them, you know, why don't you join our community team too? And like, and I'm just like, first of all, paladins, and then second of all, like, you guys already like have 2 of our guys. What do you mean? You don't need any more. But yeah, no, they're great, and we're all like, you know, fam there. Essentially, I'm the odd one out though. I'm the one who works on the other game. All the 5 guys, they all work on Rogue Company. So, but we all get together and jam with some games later at night too. Like not even our games at times. Like we'll go on Heroes of the Storm at times.
That's my personal guilty pleasure right now too.
They know I play League, and they're like, so it's like League, but way easier. So
it's
like
League, but better, in my personal opinion. Maybe we'll do a Heroes of the Storm episode one day, and we'll bring you back. It's League.
You can bring
better.
all of them because they're tryhards in that. I'm just along for the ride. I've been playing some like whatchamacallit, white main, trying to get into the flow of it and everything, and Sylvanas.
I just play against bots in that game because it makes me feel better. I wish I had that option in Rogue Company because I am actually trash at this game. Narz kind of popped off though. She showed me some of her gameplay when she was playing, and I was like, okay, girl.
But yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about, because these gameplay mechanics are, personally, I never felt so good in my life.
Which one's your favorite? Which like character?
So right now, so I tried all of them, and so like out of all the characters, like I would have to say Shaq. I think I'm saying his name correctly. CHAAC, Shaq. Is that how you say
that, or it might be Chalk.
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 Yeah,
I'd have to consult the team. Be like, how does one pronounce such a name, guys?
I think we'll go with Shaq, because that's how I've been calling him Shaq the entire time. But Shaq is my favorite character in the entire. I'm disgusting with Shaq. Like I'm just like, if y'all want to fight me, I'll 1v1 with you. Like let's go, let's do this right now. I'll do it. I'll 1v1. Like even if the devs want, like, come on, test me. Like I'm ready for this. It's crazy because like when I was playing the game, like I honestly, like there are some characters that are more OP than others, and we have a tier list and we're gonna show later, and I don't 1000% agree with it. I'm gonna ask you what's your favorite too, but I think with Shaq and Anvil and definitely like Scorch, those are kind of like the domineering characters. Obviously Shaq being S tier for me, and then Anvil and Scorch being like second. I feel bad for Talon. Like I have no love for Talon. I know that sounds terrible to say, because it's like, you know, but it's like you should not bring a knife to a gunfight. That's all I have to say. Don't bring a knife to a gunfight. That's just dumb. I'm sorry. I can't do that. But I love how it's like Hyperscape, but it's toned down, no area, and it's just like you really got to be strategic. You got to be strategic with how you play this game. The gameplay mechanics do not give preferential treatment to people who are just, you know, good at throwing bombs in certain locations. Holly, which one was your favorite character?
Honestly, Ronan, but then when I was playing with Brandon, who is our PA here in the studio, he was like, Holly, I can't be good at this game unless you give me Ronan. Give me Ronan. And I was like, okay, sir, you can have her next round. That's fine. So he took Ronan from me, even though I was having a lot of fun with her. I really like Dima a lot. I just like his voice. I think he's fun. And I also really like that he really packs a lot of firepower in his kit. And, I think his, just his secondary, like his little pistol does a lot of damage too when you upgrade it, and I really like his primary weapon as well. So honestly, I had the most fun playing him. But I know I was looking at some of the tier lists, and he's not considered a very, high skill character, and they kind of ranked him kind of low. But I think at the end of the day, it's about what makes you have fun, right? And I had fun playing him. I had fun playing Ronan, but I wasn't allowed to play Ronan. So.
Oh wow. Yeah, I think it's Vi. I don't know. I always like characters with like haircuts like that and stuff. So I think that's like what kind of drew me to her at first. I'm trash at the game. I play it mostly like if I play it, it's usually not in the closed beta. It's like when we do play tests at work, and I just get destroyed by our team that like, has been playtesting for forever. But also, what's his name? I like because I always joke about
Dallas.
what he looks like. No, freaking Dallas.
Dallas,
yeah,
pretty boy.
Well, he looks just like Big Trouble in Little China.
Yes.
Whatchamacallit? What's his name? He's an Overboard.
Wait,
I made the joke. I'm like, why does he look just like Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell. That's the first thing I thought was like Escape from New York.
Yeah,
Snake Plissken.
If you look up Kurt Russell, him and Dallas, like young Kurt Russell with the mullet,
I see
very Dallas,
very McGruber. Very.
If you're trying to figure out who Kurt Russell is, isn't he the same guy?
Yeah,
that
I guess I'm a boomer. For this.
We're showing our age right now. Big Trouble in Little China. The kids in the chat are like, "What is that?
What is that? I don't know that man." Did he do Ghost? I don't even remember. What am I saying?
No,
that's Patrick Swayze.
That's Patrick. Okay, so think of Patrick Swayze then, because he kind of looks like his brother, in my opinion.
That's fair.
He was in Hateful Eight, that Tarantino film, but old him was in that, and he had like the mustache. He was the one trying to get the bounty on that Daisy chick or whatever in the movie. But yeah, if you have a chance, the original Overboard's great with him in it, and that's like mullet era, Big Trouble Little China, and then I think there's one where he has like an eye patch. Some movie
that was Escape from New York. That's Snake.
Yeah, Escape from New York.
That's the one that I immediately thought. I was like, he looks like Snake, but without an eye patch. Okay.
That makes me think of too. There was a Dragon Con one year where there was a group of Kurt Russell cosplayers, and they were all,
of course,
men of like the different movies. Like back then, like there was a Big Trouble Little China one. There was Escape from New York. Yeah, there was a whole group of Kurt Russells.
I love this energy. Sly the Fox says Jack Burton was the name of his character in Big Trouble Little China, so that's why he looked so familiar. I saw a streamer playing the game, and they looked at Dallas, and they were like, he looks like that kid from Stranger Things. I don't remember his name. He was talking about Steve Harrington. I was like, oh my god, he kind of does. He's got the little flippy feathered.
I think it's the mullet, yo, because like I think that's even who the doc plays, and it goes to figure he plays the guy with the mullet, right?
Of course. I think the doc thinks that they,
they're brothers or something.
Off of him. They were like, oh, the doc, but make it fashion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just goes to show you guys need to give Dallas an eye patch as a skin, so he could be like literally the guy from the movie that Holly was talking about.
His name is Dallas Kurt Russell.
Dallas Kurt Russell.
You heard it here first, guys.
If only that was canon. I said that one time to the guys, and I know that's not actually what he was like designed after, but I'm like, you can't deny it.
You can't. You really can't. I looked at him and I was like, who is he? But obviously I have my attraction to certain characters when I first start playing a game. That's kind of 90% of the game for me. If I think a character's hot, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'll stay. So, of course, when I played Valorant, I looked at Sova and I was like, he's like, if Legolas and Hanzo had a baby, I am down. And I was like, this game is good, actually. So
yeah, you gotta love Dima. Like I heard you say you love Dima. I love Dima's voice and his attitude. He's such a you know, little cocky guy, you know.
Mhm.
I definitely love the personality. They got to shine through with a lot of it. And, you know, one thing that'll be exciting is I can't really give too many details on it, but this will be like the second year that Rogue Company makes an appearance with HRX, which is the Hi-Res Expo and stuff, you know. So, you know, details about anything revolving that, you'll have to check Hi-Res official channels and stuff for that. But it was cool this past one that we had last year showing people were able to play the alpha or whatever. Like you could wait in line and play it, and I think you got a t-shirt if you played it. Like you just test it out and like give some feedback and stuff too. So it'll be cool to see that grow with our games, because right now, like every year, it's always the Smite World Championships and Paladins World Championships there. So it'll be cool to see if, like, you know, we get some kind of really cool esports scene from that someday. So
I think
I'm looking forward to it.
I think that's kind of like the MO for a lot of companies right now, especially if they're doing FPS. They're like, how can we make this competitive? Because clearly they've seen how lucrative it can be. And I wouldn't like blame them for wanting to do that. Like, you know, coming from someone that did like work with the Overwatch League, the energy in the arenas, like the fans are really, really loving it. Like if you give them a reason to congregate and root for a team and watch a game and connect over a game that they all love and play, it's electric. So I kind of feel like a lot of companies are trying to go that way right now, and I'm personally very for it. You know, things like Dota and League of Legends kind of proved that, you know, it's very easy to turn esports into like the super lucrative thing, and if you build it, the fans will come. So I'm definitely hoping to see what like the next big thing in esports is going to be. Maybe it's Rogue Company, I don't know.
I feel like it's gonna take time though. Like I feel like when it comes to esports, you should just let that kind of like blossom organically.
Yeah.
Like in the same sense that League of Legends kind of just blossomed organically. And I think that's what Hi-Res is doing with Rogue Company. They're kind of just like letting it like this just be like I find this game to be casual, stress-free, fun, and quirky. Like I play this in my rotations, like when I'm either ranking in League of Legends or in Valorant. Like this is my chill out game. Like Apex stresses me the F out. Like I can't play Apex anymore.
Yeah.
That's
why I play. Yeah.
I was gonna say Fall Guys is my new kryptonite like that right now.
Yes.
Yeah, Fall Guys is just. I can only play it. I love playing it, and then I hate playing it. Like I can play it for like an hour or two, and then I'm just like, I'm a husk of my former nice self after playing this game.
It's all the griefing. It's all the people that are so determined to throw you off the side, and you're like, what did I do to this hamburger that he wants me dead? Like
my least favorite has to be when it like the tilting ones where you have to keep going and like you jump to it and you just freaking fall.
Oh yeah,
the ragdoll. I'm like, why am I tumbling? I jumped on it.
We just reviewed that one, Narz and I, and the ragdoll physics on that are unbelievable. It's so funny because that game, like, I'll play it, like you said, for a couple of hours, but I think it has an issue where you will keep getting the same maps over and over and over again, and you will just get so sick of it. You're like, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done with the slime climb. That is probably the game mode that causes the most griefing for me, because people just stay at the end and they'll hold you and they'll wait for the ball to hit you, and as you're flying out, you're like, you're like screaming at them afterwards. But I feel like with Rogue Company, there's a great start to it. I really wanted to ask you, and again, if you can't answer it, totally fine. But how did RTJ, the rap duo, get involved with this? I know like RTJ, which is Run the Jewels, they're also part of Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm guessing it's just by like location. But how was that, knowing that you were gonna have this amazing rapper duo being a part of the game?
I have no idea. That would be like a question. If you find Hi-Res Bort on Twitter, maybe ask him. There's also somebody in our company, Trevor. They just have all these connections. Like they know people. Like, yeah. Bort even like Bort's been around for so long. He even knows like he's like one of the other people that like knows personally on like a personal level, like a bunch of fighting game people like I do, like that have been around for a long time. Like it's amazing because he worked for YouTube for a while too, out in the Silicon Valley. And Trevor, like he just, I don't know, they're like godlike with like the like knowing people and having these like connects and info on things. So I would assume, like it's my hunch, but if they watch this or tune into this, I would say they probably had something to do with it. I would assume. I think it's safe to assume that they had some kind of connection.
I love the fact that RTJ is. I like normally whenever I play games, I don't play with music. I don't play with any sound or anything like that. But I do specifically just for the game because I just like to bop to that song. If the devs are watching this, if you could put Meow Meow into the mix, that would be great. It's one of RTJ's greatest hits. It's literally just cats meowing the entire time, and then obviously they're spitballing in the background. But I find that so like I feel like more games should have like celebrity like musicians and artists in it. I feel like people would be more likely to stick to a game and just like vibe out to it like they do on a normal basis, and not, but also like they wouldn't be smacked with the copyright, DMC infringement.
Well, I don't know if the music goes as hard as the Fall Guys bop. I don't know about you, but every time I died in Fall Guys, I was just here like, watching my friends in the lobby. I was just bopping. I was like, do 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 do.
The like, bass slap, the bass slap, and that makes me think of Seinfeld, like when like Kramer walks in or something like that or whatever, you hear like the little ba-bow, ba-bow, ba-bow. Like, that's what it makes me think of in Fall Guys.
We're about to get a George Costanza Fall Guys skin. Please, God, make that happen.
I would totally spend $2 on that in pre-order.
I would too. So do you guys want to take a look at this tier list so we can see how some of these sites have been rating the different characters in the game, because apparently some are way better in their opinion than others. Some are like S tier. Clearly, I don't care about that sort of thing. I just care about the character with the nicest voice because I'm just here to have a good time. But I think we have it in the run of show linked. There were 2 separate ones, but I just wanted to take a look at like who they were rating as the highest. Just off the bat, before you guys see the list, who do you think is going to be at the top, like S tier, like best character to use in this game?
I can't have an opinion, so Romanova, go ahead. You can
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are gonna pick like Dallas or something. Like
he can self-res, right? Like when he's downed, like he has.
I think Lancer is really good too. People like the recovery on Lancer. Like Lancer does like the roll thing, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Lancer's gonna be high up there too.
Let's get this list up and let's see what the answer is. And it looks like Lancer is the answer.
Yeah, that would make sense.
S tier.
Yeah, that would make sense because like of her ability, she could become quicker and quieter. So that's good for like when you're trying to get in and out of team fights and stuff like that. I'm mostly surprised that she's like, I'm not surprised that she's not there, honestly. She's one of those like really hard hitters. I can't play her to save my life though, honestly.
She definitely does have a really cool design though. I'm really vibing with that one. Do we have any other S tier characters, or is she the only one?
So there's a couple. There's Scorch, who's also up there, and like with Scorch's ability, she can pretty much add fire to her bullets. So if you shoot somebody, they actually burn for a duration of time afterwards, which I think is amazing. I think of Phoenix when I think of her, and she's just like obviously drop dead gorgeous. The guns that she have with her, it's a good, she becomes a really good, well-rounded rogue to play. But I feel like there's some tiers that kind of say that Saint is top tier, while others say that Saint isn't top tier. I, in my opinion, think Saint is top tier. He's a medic. Like he's the only one that actually heals in the game, to be quite honest.
So he's the sage of this lineup, basically. Saint is sage. Like he's the one medic, and use him or don't, but it might be to your peril.
Exactly. And then Ronin is also top tier. We were talking about Ronin. Yes. And I think that has to do with her ability with her like knife.
When I was about to start playing the game, I did a little research beforehand just to make sure that I wasn't walking in blind, and she was actually recommended by several different sources as like the best character to play for new and beginner players. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then of course, Brandon took her from me, so I didn't get too much play with her, but I understand why. She has a pretty interesting kit. Her Q ability is really cool. Like when you get to throw that little knife, like that's really cool.
Yeah.
Dallas, of course.
Dallas is apparently A tier, up there with like Talon and Shaq. And this is where I kind of like, I don't understand this tier list. Like Talon is great, I guess you can say, but sometimes like you don't, like you can choose not to bring his melee weapon at the same time. But it's like, I'm not crazy about his artillery. Obviously, every single character in the rogues, they all have different guns, obviously, and different abilities. But it's like, for me personally, I don't think Talon deserves to be A tier. I don't know, but that's my opinion. That's my opinion. Ooh. I don't deserve that. I don't think Talon deserves to be in the A tier. I'm just saying.
Okay, strong opinion there. I didn't get a chance to play Talon, so I can't say one way or another. But I feel like I hate. He kind of reminds me of Cypher from no, not Cypher. Who am I thinking of?
I mean, he's kind of is like Cypher because like his so he throws his dart with his ability, which is pretty good if you're like able to like communicate with your team, because like he's able to like scan nearby enemies. Like he does like a radar, so that you can be able to know if someone's there, whatever. But then you have like Ronin's ability, which it does actual, like, not to say that it did, like, okay, maybe it's just my playstyle, but I prefer to have an ability that actually does damage, not something that, like, I guess that's just my personal preference, that I like to be able to do damage, whereas I don't like to be the tactical, the tactical person. I want to be the duelist. So I guess it's personal preference, but to me personally, Talon is not A tier.
Yeah, I'm gonna say too, just looking at that, I definitely think it is Chalk. I say that because Chalk is one of the gods in Smite, and that's how his name is spelled instead.
Oh, that's a fun little tidbit there. Yeah.
Chalk. And I've been saying Shaq this entire time. I feel like a dumbass.
He could be a basketball player, right?
I was gonna say no relation to O'Neal.
No relation.
Oh man, I kind of want to see who's like on the bottom of the list. Like, who do they rank dead last on this list? I need to know. Let's go all the way to the. Oh man, someone you would like this, Romanova. Someone likened Phantom. They looked at her and they were like, she reminds me of that girl from the new Blade Runner. And I was like, oh, kind of. I can kind of see it. I can see where they were going with that one.
Somebody reminded them of Joy.
I think Joy. Yeah, I'm assuming that's who they were referring to. I can't think of anyone else in that movie that they would be referring to. So they said Phantom reminded them of Joy. I was like, yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
So who do we have at the bottom of this list?
So according to this, apparently the character that's at the way bottom, which I disagree with, is Glitch. I don't understand how Glitch, but I guess maybe it's because they don't know how to use his hack ability really good. Like some people say that like in paper the hack ability is pretty good, whereas to some people it's arguably like the worst ability in the damn game. And I'm like, yes and no, because sometimes when you're trying to execute the hack ability, it doesn't really go. But then like being able to detect enemy equipment through walls is great, but then like you can deactivate them with his hack ability. So if someone's about to use their ability, or someone's about to like either throw a bomb or something, you can like literally just like run at them with an EMP grenade and knock them out, and then just like defuse the entire situation. But some people don't like that, and I guess that's like granted, considering that there are different playstyles for this game. Like if you are a tank, you can go with Anvil. If you are someone that likes to run and gun, you can go with Lancer. And I think a lot of the people who like pick Lancer, pick Scorch, pick Ronin as like their top tier are people who are just really fast paced. They're looking for like a high energy in and out kind of like play style, which granted works for some, but some people are just not like that. Just like, I'm not tactical. So for me, I don't think Glitch is on the bottom of the barrel. Surprisingly enough. I honestly have to put Vi at the bottom. I know that sounds really bad, but like for me, it's just like I love her poisons. But I feel like with her guns, it's a little bit hard to like. Actually, no, sorry. I'm sorry. Phantom is the one that I have a problem with. Her pistol, if she doesn't shoot with her sniper very well and you don't back it up with a pistol, you can get overwhelmed very easily. And I think that just happens naturally with the sniper. But with Phantom, I feel like it becomes her pistol's trash. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say her pistol's trash. That's pretty much
what is Narz's favorite word? Her pistol is what?
Garbaggio. Her pistol's Garbaggio. I said it. There you go. Sorry.
I don't know. What do you think? Did you get a lot of play in with that character, Romanova? How do you feel about that particular weapon?
Oh, sorry. I had to read something outside of this, so I apologize. Could you repeat it one more time?
Oh, Narz was talking about how what character was it, Narz? That one character.
Phantom. You talking about Phantom?
The one you were just talking about, yeah. Was it Phantom that you were like, the gun is Garbaggio?
The pistol. Her pistol's trash. But if you're good with the sniper, she's OP. But if you're terrible at a sniper and you have to back it up with the pistol, good luck. Good luck.
Yeah, your boy Ray Savage agrees with that in chat. He says pistol is trash, but if you got sniper skills, she's OP. That's fair.
I feel like that's fair because in a way, like if you're a sniper, that's what you're going to be drawn to anyways. You want the sniper character. So you don't want to have the pistols maybe your backup, but like the sniper, like you should be able to like quick scope or, you know, like whatever, no scope. I don't know. Whatever you got to do.
At least it's not Valorant where absolutely everybody can drop on an op and you have like you're running like 5 ops down mid for one map and everyone just hates you on the enemy team because you're running 5 sniper rifles.
Well, you can't do that in this game, so you can't run 5 sniper rifles. So if you pick a character, that's it. It's picked, which is why sometimes you have to share characters like Ronan. Holly.
Yes. It's certainly not like the early days of Overwatch where you could just lock in 5 bastions and pray. But
that's a nightmare.
It is. Yeah, I don't like to think about that. That's like a game mode now in arcade where they let you relive back when you could pick multiple of the same characters on an Overwatch team and you'll just see like 6 Torbjorns and you're just like, this is exactly why Blizzard doesn't let us have nice things anymore.
Yeah. Another reason why I feel like Glitch always gets a lot of hate is because, and you just reminded me, Sly the Fox, that Glitch's ability sometimes glitches in the sense that it doesn't work sometimes, which is kind of funny considering his name is Glitch. But yeah, I feel like there's a lot of things that have been updated. Before you couldn't be able, like if you made a purchase at the beginning of every round, you have to buy items, and if you made purchase and you regret one of your purchase, now you can kind of like return it. But there are still some funny gameplay glitches. I think we have a video of it. Like it's really funny how you can literally see some of like either your bodies or the bodies of the enemies literally wiping the floor. You're literally wiping the floor with them after demolishing them in some of the games. But they make for really good funny moments in all honesty, and I feel like some of these quirks kind of like make the game charming. In my opinion, they make it charming because it's always ever like, oh, how do we figure out another? And you know me, I'm a cheater. Like I'm gonna find the glitches. I'm going to find the glitches. I'm going to find the cheats.
She wants to exploit every feature in the game.
Yes, I'm literal Sombra, if that makes any sense. But yeah.
Of course. I think that we do have that video in Run of Show. So if Zune wanted to run that, and then I think we're probably going to have to let Romanova go in just a little bit. So we're going to try to pull that up from Run of Show. But while we're pulling up the WTF highlights of that, thing that Narz was just saying previously, what are some things that you feel like could be improved based on the time that you spent playing, Narz? How do you feel about?
I mean, to be quite honest, and like this goes back to what Romanova was saying before, is just that like this game is just being allowed to organically kind of like make its own name for itself. And it's like I don't know. I mean, a lot of the problems that were going on in the sense that you couldn't shoot or fire for certain things, you were falling like through the floor and literally clipping off the game, and it just made for comedic humor, I guess. But a lot of them were already patched out, so I'm not too worried about improvements. I kind of just want to allow this game to just, I can't say that there isn't any improvement, but if there's anything, it would be bring back Extraction. I really miss Extraction, and I know it was like a very limited time patch game mode. But it was really fun for me. I had a lot of fun with my teammates and stuff like that. And I guess just longer rounds. I mean, like they go by so quick, they really do. But other than that, like I don't think I would pretty much change anything. Like the game is really fun. It really adds a lot of pizzazz to like I guess my artillery of games that I stream, and it's fun. It's fun, even with the wiping the floor glitches with some of the bodies. I think it's still pretty fun.
I think it's a really solid game for a very specific type of player, and I think that's cool. I don't think I am that person. I enjoyed playing the game, but this is definitely not my kind of game. But I do recognize that this is kind of like an underserved maybe not underserved, but like definitely a demographic that deserves a lot of love, especially since some of the recent FPS games that have come out have not been so great. But I'm definitely seeing the love in this game, and I'm seeing a lot of really great response to it, especially from people like Dr. Disrespect and Tim the Tapman and everybody that's been streaming it. So I have a lot of high hopes for it. It's just like Romanova said, this game seems like it has a lot of potential, so I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah.
Cool beans. All right, so we're gonna just take a quick break, guys. But Romanova, thank you so much for joining the show. You've been super, super awesome. Hopefully, we get you back in here for Paladins or any other high-res stuff that's coming out. But yeah, if anybody wants to learn about how to get keys for a Rogue Company, where would you like to direct them towards?
I think that normally at Rogue Company on Twitter gives out keys like almost daily. They have like little giveaways that they do, as well as I told the ladies here that we can maybe give away a couple to their viewers here in the future. So we'll try and get that worked out and maybe have a couple for people that watch this.
Awesome. And if there's any content creators that are out there, how would like to? I know there's like right now it's certain people may want to work with, like obviously higher res or something like that, be a content creator, like to create content for Rogue Company. Can you tell them about information about that?
Yeah, so right now I believe you can sign up to try and be a member of the partner program at playrogue.gg. So that would be where you go to sign up and advertise yourself. And, you know, if you're qualified, you know, they might pick you. And that's great because I think that also enables Twitch drops for you. So best of luck to anyone who applies.
Me. Definitely great to apply. And for yourself, where can people follow you? I know that you're also a content creator as well, a streamer as well. Do you want to tell people how they can follow you and kind of the stuff you're up to?
Just Twitter is ATL Romanova, and on Instagram is Romanova Rose. I almost forgot for a second.
It happens, don't worry.
But yeah.
All right, guys. But thank you so much, Romanova, for doing this with us. And we're going to take a quick BRB, and then we'll come back and we will give you guys our scores for Rogue Company.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
That was really cool having her on, kind of like parting the kimono on what goes on over at high res. I thought that was pretty cool to get.
Also, it's really cool to see that the company as a whole is very adamant about creating a safe, holistic, dynamic kind of like work environment, just to ensure that everyone is able to explore their hobbies and their passions, and they're still able to work at a company that facilitates that. I think that's impeccable, and that speaks volumes about a publisher. It speaks volumes about their management and their leadership, and I think that's incredible. And you can see that in their product. You can see that in Rogue Company. And you know, for those that have been hesitant about getting the game, it's definitely something to look into. Not necessarily if it's going to be the next big esports or competitive, but it's definitely a foundation of organic content. It's definitely a foundation for a very vibrant community, which is why I love the game. Like, I feel like people who play it now are chill, but once it becomes huge and mainstream, it's going to be saturated. It's going to be another Fortnite. Everyone's going to be trying to kill each other to be able to like get noticed and stuff like that. So that's why I vibe with the game anyways.
I don't vibe with the game because I'm trash. I don't want this to be a Holly doesn't like the game because she's not good at the game, but that's exactly what this turned into. I'm not good at the game.
But no hate, no judging. No hate, no judging. It's all love, girl. It's all love.
I can't. And you know, something like this was kind of what I went through when I started Valorant, and I was like, I'm not good at this game, but then I practiced and I got good at the game. That hasn't happened with Rogue Company yet, and I don't think it will. So unfortunately, I think that I just am not the demographic for this game, and that's okay. It's a great game for a very specific demographic that needs some love. That's cool. I just don't think that I am the target audience for this game, and I'm certainly not at the level of skill that one needs to be good at this game.
You got to give it more time. See, Ray Savage says it, but you got to give it more time. Like, you just got to play a little bit more, and you're going to see that you're going to like it probably just as much. If not, you're going to be like, okay, this isn't that bad. Okay.
Okay, all right. I'll give it more time for sure. Mike Capella says, "Get good." Yeah, thanks, Mike. Got it.
Wow.
Easy for you to say. I
think that person peak.
Enough cheating with this peak.
GT level camera, but it's true though. Like, it's so, like, you know, they're coming with that peak. It's so godlike. That peak is godlike.
I think we had some WTF moments keyed up that we wanted to talk about, right, Narz?
Yes, guys. If you have not seen this game is good, but its WTF moments are even better. Take a look at some of these stuff from some content creators that are out there. Now, I have not seen this, so I'm literally going to be zooming in up on this because this looks like it's going to be funny. Let's go. Hit that roll button.
Yeah, thanks for
What's going on? You gonna jump off the map? We gonna jump off the map. Yo,
I didn't even realize that was possible.
Oh my god, what? Dude, that sucks. Ooh, obliterated. Ooh, obliterated. Yo, Shaq is Chalk. His name is Chalk. Now it's Chalk. Keep saying it wrong.
Now we know it's Chalk. I think that's cool that it's the name of that other
From Smite, yeah.
god in the other, yeah.
Yo. This is why I love Chalk. I have to keep now trying to force myself. Oh, you're dumbass! Yo! Oh, you literally have to get back in, or you fudged? And he got the kill. Wow.
I'm never that lucky. Ever.
I know, right? You think you would have drowned?
Of course. I would just let it happen. I would just be like, I tried to scream, but my head was underwater.
Oh man.
They're gonna miss the landing on this, aren't they? Like that one time.
Dude, this has happened to me so many freaking times. You hit the land. I had it happen to me twice where I hit the landing and I literally went through the damn floor and I just kept going. And like, thankfully, damn.
Ooh, yeah, that would be me.
Ooh, you can't even get out of there. Ooh.
I love it's not insta death. They give you a warning and they're like, "Hey, you're out of combat zone." It's like, yeah, I know. Trying to fix this. Thank you, sir.
Oh man. Oh no, I've had that happen to me so many times. Where you drop your bomb. Kill this whole teammate. I've had that happen to me multiple times. Yo, he's like, I know. Yo, the physics for this sometimes are hard to do because, like, you'll throw the bomb and you just move just a little bit and you end up hitting the wall in front of you, it bounce back and it just explodes you and your teammates. I had this guy literally scream at me in comms, "You freaking suck!" I'm like, dude.
Oh, I turned comms off like immediately,
Same.
so I didn't even bother. I was like, we good.
I can't do comms anymore because of that. Oof. Oh, the dancing. Yeah, I have to admit the dancing in this game is by far my favorite one.
That's what everyone keeps talking about is the dancing. Like,
it's so great. Like, there's a couple emotes too. There's like 5 emotes if you get. So there's different like tier packs you can get. There's like a starter pack, and then there's like a mid tier, and then there's a founders pack. The founders pack gives you like 2 extra dances, and I just be in there like, I think I have a video of me doing that too. But it's like, I love it. I love it. The maps in this is really good because it offers so much. What the hell happened to that body?
I experienced the ragdolling quite a bit actually when I was playing this. So I think that was pretty, like where they would just like, I must go, my people need me.
Yo, but the ragdoll effects add the comedic humor though. They add a lot of comedic humor.
That's true. That's what I love about this game, and I feel like a lot of people rag on that for games when they're like, oh, you know, there were glitches, so that's not fun. I was like, excuse me, sir, the glitches are what keep me coming back. Like, funny shit like this is what keeps me, like, engaged. I'm like, okay. Oh my god. This is what I was expecting to happen, but I had some very vanilla games, unfortunately. This was like the first time that I ever sought out to stream to get content for the show, and nothing really out of the ordinary or funny happened to me, and I was so sad.
You gotta play with friends. You gotta play with me, your boy, and Pixel. We have a ball. We have a ball.
I was playing with Brandon. Brandon was fragging out. Brandon was doing really well. No! Oh my god. Oh, the disrespect. I think Narz is the new Dr. Disrespect.
Well, I mean, I've been now indoctrinated, so that sucks. Oh, that sucks. Oof.
That just reminds me of that time that we kept missing our drops when we were playing Apex together, and we were trying to like get to the tower, and we would just fall directly off the map, and we just fell literally one after another. Like you fell, and I was like, oh no, Narz! And then I fell the exact same way you fell because I was so focused on you falling that I didn't look to see where I was landing.
Yeah.
Classic moments. Oh my god. The peeking.
Oh yeah, that's another.
So,
yeah, it's the third person peek. And the great thing is that you can switch between your right shoulder and your left shoulder.
I like that mechanic a lot. Honestly.
I like that mechanic a lot. It's one of my favorite mechanics. Oh, we threw a bomb at the last minute. That was good.
Those grenades come in clutch.
Yeah. That third person peek over. you can like it's not necessarily cheating if you're using what's given to you, the third person peek over. Like literally he's going around this box. The guy has no idea.
It's broken, man. I remember when Apex introduced the third person mode briefly, and we had like a clip contest just for third person, and everybody was like, this is a game changer. They were like, I can see so many things that I couldn't see before in third person. And I'm like, uh-oh. This was a mistake.
That's what you just gotta enjoy. Just enjoy this game for what it's worth. Don't make it about competition. Just have fun with it. Like, look at this person's about to. This person has like this Rona has a katana. You can buy a katana in the game. Literally throw it.
I love that. I love that you can just throw your katana.
I love that. And you could throw an axe too. I freaking love that. I'm terrible at it, but I love that.
I think we need an Overwatch update where Genji just throws his katana. Genji just gives up and he's like, you need healing, and he just throws the katana.
Oh, yeah. Strike him in the heart.
Oh my Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
So okay, so if you like this as a chill game, does that mean that you would ever want to see a competitive like nature to this game? Like, would you want to see the
esports ruins everything? Esports freaking ruins everything. Can we just like not? Can we just have this game and not like make it esports? Can we just have games for fun and not for esports? Is that possible? Like, I feel like can we just live in this one little? Can we have one bubble where it's like these games in here don't need to be esports, and then we'd be fine with them.
I think that that's valid. I think you made an interesting point when you brought up that you can't force the esports into a game, because I feel like that's kind of what happened with Overwatch. I feel like Blizzard tried too hard. Not Blizzard specifically. I feel like because the Overwatch League teams got franchised out, and so they were purchased by private like owners. So a lot of sports team, like traditional sports team owners, bought these Overwatch League teams. And so what was like, in my opinion, part of their downfall was that when they started organizing these events and these live games for the Overwatch League, they tried too hard to make it exactly like live regular sports events. And I think that just didn't land for a lot of Overwatch League players specifically, because they're like, we don't want to turn this into a spectacle where, you know, we get the sports mascots. We want to see this as like, you know, our favorite players playing our favorite video game. Like, we don't need all the bells and whistles. But they sank a lot of money into putting in like these very grandiose productions, and they definitely forced like the spectacle of the esport, and they tried to like maintain this esport when they made way too many changes to the game that weren't viable at a competitive level. I could talk about this for like 4 hours, but like when you said you can't force the esport, you were absolutely right. And I'm hoping that that's what they that they are kind enough to Rogue Company, that they let it blossom, like with League of Legends where it just happened organically, or with Dota where it just happened organically. Just let it happen. You know,
just let it happen. But like this particular game, like I love this game. I absolutely love it. I don't know if you guys were watching it, but it's just like when dumb shit happens, you're like, this wouldn't be happening if this was a competitive scene. People would take this too seriously. Like with the game right now, it's fun. It's just fun. I don't need to like be like super competitive. Oh, if I'm in rank, this means so much. Oh, like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just for fun.
So before we get to the rating, I kind of wanted to talk to you about some of the press that the game got, because honestly, I love reading very specific headlines that some journalists give, where they take a very staunch you know, placement on a game and they make like a very specific statement, and I'm just like, well, that's not very true. So I feel like it's good conversation if we kind of talk about some of this. I think, you know, there was one article that I saw from PC Gamer that is very in line with exactly what you said, where it's Rogue Company is the casual stress-free shooter that I need right now, which I think is fair. I feel like that's where you're at, right, Narz? Like,
that's exactly what, like, that's why I'm saying, like, I'm gonna add this game to my rotary of all the games that I play for my stream. Like, obviously we're gonna be playing Grounded next week, but I feel like I'm gonna still play this game. Like, it's gonna be like the other game I play when Valorant is patching or something like that. It's just so funny. I find it hilarious. I find it fun. And it's just one of those games that you can just play in passing. You don't have to take it serious. It's not an esports. Oh my God. Like,
it's not that deep, fam. It's
not
not
that
that
deep.
deep. What I thought was pretty interesting, because you mentioned Valorant, I found 2 articles that directly compare it to Valorant. And so there was one article from Essentially Sports that said Rogue Company, a new Valorant in the making, and then another one from the Sixth Axis that states that Rogue Company is a worthy rival to Counter-Strike and Valorant. How do you feel about that?
First of all, whoever wrote that article, did you even play any of those games? That's what I was gonna say. Like, did you, like, I get, like, there are some aspects of Rogue Company that have taken from others, but, like, I mean, then we're gonna say that every FPS that's out there has taken something from everything. Like, it becomes nonsensical at this point, because we choose the things that we love about games and try to twist it and change it and, make it differently. So to compare it to CS:GO is a little bit. It's a bit of a stretch. To compare it to Valorant, it's a bit of a stretch. It's not necessarily like Valorant in the sense that, like, there is one mode that is kind of like CS:GO, and that's pretty much it. There are other modes that are available that are completely different. I mean, one's more of a capture the flag, and not necessarily like, plant a bomb or anything like that. So it's like, if you're comparing it to CS:GO and Valorant, you obviously only played one game, you only played one match. And then the other thing is that there are other aspects to it. Like, the characters are all different, they all have different guns, and then obviously you have to level up the abilities depending on how much you get. So it's like, did you play the game? Did you even try? Like, did you even unlock any of the characters? Like, I don't know. I don't agree with that. I think it's an independent. It's a different type of game. It's a game in its own. It's its own IP. It lives in its own bubble. And if you want to put it in a bubble with everything else, call it a first-person shooter. But to say it's like just like CS:GO or just like Valorant, it has aspects of it, but it's not the same game, guys. Come on, it's not.
I definitely don't. And I definitely don't see Rogue Company replacing Valorant in any way. I personally believe that Valorant is here to stay, just from what I've seen from playing it and watching it be played at a competitive level. I definitely think that they are in 2 different categories. I feel like Valorant definitely appeals to the former CS:GO players, and it offers, even if a lot of people do say it is baby mode, it's still super fun. Like, I sink hours into playing Valorant, and I totally forget that I've played them, because I mean, the art style is very easy on the eyes. It's that classic Riot cartoony style. They pull you in with the, incentives with, like, buying gun skins and the battle pass, and the abilities add a different layer of spice to the game, in my opinion, because it allows you to not just rely on your gunplay. If you're not necessarily someone that's very good at gunplay, you can scrape by actually, cheesing the fuck out of your abilities, and you can actually have that be what clutches your team. So I think that Rogue Company is in its own category, because I think that it appeals not just to the CS:GO players. I think it appeals to the players that play a lot of Rainbow Six Siege. I think it appeals to the Warzone players. I think it appeals to players that just like a more casual and easygoing FPS. And that's not to say that, like you said, that's not to say that it can't have eventually some kind of competitive aspect to it. But I feel like it definitely appeals to a broader range of player than Valorant does. I mean, like, Valorant is great for everybody, but I think that what's really great about Rogue Company is that it caters to a very specific audience that is going to be very faithful to this type of game. And a big chunk of that audience are streamers, which is very good for high res, because I think we've talked about this in the past, but at this point in time in the industry, a game's success and a game's ability to grow and be successful is highly dependent on its streamability and its viewability. If it's something that the players can make very interesting for their viewers to watch when they're streaming it and they're playing it and experiencing it, then the game will go very far, especially if they're willing to work with the streamers and content creators. Like, giving Doc the ability to make his own map is fucking genius. Like, it's Dr. Disrespect. Of course, everybody's going to go crazy if they see that he's, like, designing his own map. And I think that could potentially be something that they see success with in the future if they allow other content creators or streamers to make their own maps. Like, Romanova mentioned Ninja potentially making a map would be a really cool move for high res, and maybe we'll see something like that in the future from other game devs as well with their games and other streamers. So I think Rogue Company is in a really good place right now.
I agree, and I feel like this, you know, what Romanova was telling us before, they're in a really good headspace. You know, they're very confident in their IPs. Obviously, besides Realm Royale, they've seen all of their IPs from Smite to Paladins, and now Rogue Company do really well. You know, considering that we're in a pandemic, that we're in COVID and stuff like that, but they can still release a game and it can still be really good. You know, and you have people like Tim the Tatman that are playing this, and obviously with the now attention exposure from Dr. Disrespect and him trying to be involved in it, he's trying to make a game mode for it, and it literally is the Champions Arena, or at least like it's the very front of the Champions Arena. We're looking at a lot of exposure for Rogue Company, so it's for me. When I think about the new games that are coming out, and this is my opinion, and you can like suck it or whatever, but like whenever you're playing a game and you're a streamer, you want to play a game that's going to eventually be a return on investment. You want to play a game that's going to be able to give you the exposure that you know that it's going to be, you know, beneficial. You don't want to play a dead game. That's why a lot of people play Fortnite. That's why a lot of people play League of Legends, PUBG, Fall Guys, because it's really hype right now. Rogue Company, I feel like it's going to be one of those games that's going to get a lot of attention because of Dr. Disrespect's involvement. If this game mode comes out where Dr. Disrespect has pitched already to Hi-Rez, already considering it, if it comes out, you know there's going to be a lot of publicity. And if you are already playing that game on Twitch, you're going to bankroll in that kind of exposure. So it's like, if you are a Twitch streamer, affiliate partner, or even trying to get up there, it's in your best interest to actually play this game, in my personal opinion, because it's going to give you the exposure that you need. Even if you're terrible at it, just freaking do it. Just do it for the comedic value. You know, clip your highlights, post them on YouTube. And that's how. And then definitely sign up to their content creator program. They have a program right now. If you go to roguecompany.com, you can sign up to be a content creator with them, and then they give you the accessibility to do Twitch drops on your stream, so that way people now come to you for not only the source of exclusive content from Rogue, but then they can get the keys from you. Then you're making content for YouTube. Like, it's a really good time right now to hop on the Rogue Company bandwagon, regardless if people are saying that, oh, it's a shitty game, it's fair, it's fine, it's whatever, it's not the next best esports. And like, so the freak what? Like, Dr. Disrespect sees potential in this, and you got to follow where the money is. When you're being a Twitch streamer or Twitch partner, it's not necessarily about, like, what games you like. I mean, yeah, it is about what games you like, but it's also about, like, what's in the wave right now. It was Fortnite before, it was PUBG before, it was Call of Duty Warzone before, now it's Fall Guys. There's always going to be a different wave, and if you're the type of person that likes FPS, you're really good at PUBG, you're really good at Valorant, you're really good at CSGO, you're looking for something new, pick this up. It's what, $20-$30? There are DLCs for it. If you want the Founders Pack, I think it's like $60, but it's totally worth it, especially considering that if you want to become a streamer as a full-time job and you like FPS and you're looking for like the next game to be able to play to create content for it, this is going to be it. It's not necessarily going to be esports, but it's definitely going to have a lot of goodies for content creators out there. And we will be dropping codes in Discord. So if you want one, you got to follow us on Discord.
A little incentive to join our community over there. So Narz, you definitely popped off a little bit there. You have some strong feelings about this game. Do you want to let everybody know what our rating scale is so we can finally drop a score on this baby?
Yes, yeah. So guys, if you're new or old, or you just, you know, have dementia, or you forgot what day it is like I did, our score here on GG Reviews goes by 1 to 4. So 1 being like the worst, it's bad, don't buy it, it's trash. Burn it if you can. It's more probably better as Kindle. 2 is I wouldn't preferably play this game, but you would understand why someone else would. 3 is you would play this game, but you understand why someone else wouldn't. And 4 is like good game, like practically 10 out of 10, great game. You know, have to buy it, nothing bad about it. If you've never played this game before, you'll be good. For me personally, I'm gonna have to give this game a 3 out of 4, and I say that because the only 2 games we've ever given 4 out of 4 on this show have been Final Fantasy and Ghost of Tsushima.
Hell yeah.
It's out of respect for those 2 games that I cannot give this game a 4 out of 4. Ghost of Tsushima and Final Fantasy VII Remake have had a lot of work, super freaking polished. We're talking about a AAA title that has great, amazing graphics, great story. The remake was literally, the remake for Final Fantasy VII was amazing. It literally was keying to its originality, but still kind of being a new game. And out of respect, I have to give this game a 3. I am going to play this game. I am going to put it in my, my rotation of games that I'm going to play. I'm actually considering being a content creator for this and like signing up to their program, but I understand why someone wouldn't. And I say that because a lot of people that are out there are sick and tired of spin-offs of Valorant. They're sick and tired of spin-offs of CSGO. They're sick and tired of spin-offs of Rainbow Six Siege. And I say to you, try it out. I mean, the worst that can happen is that you have your own opinion, and then that's it. And then you can come back and be like, Narz, it sucked. I'm like, okay, but did you play it? Yeah, I played it. Okay, then fine, you can move on. But if you have not played it, you can't make an opinion. That's what I said. You have no right to make an opinion on a game that you have not absolutely put out enough effort into to make an opinion. And if you want this game, we're giving away codes. You just got to join our Discord. That's it. It's not even like you have to jump hoops or do a giveaway or a raffle or follow us on social media, although I'd appreciate it if you followed us on social media, considering. But yeah, we're giving away codes of this game. Hopefully, crossing my fingers, I become a content creator and then I can give away codes. But I see potential in this game. And I feel like soon enough, I can probably give it a 4 out of 4. But for right now, it's 3.
Okay. All right. And just to keep in mind, this game still is in closed beta. We haven't even reached the open beta or official launch. So I feel like we definitely do have to cut some slack to this game. I tried to be as objective as possible when it came to this game, and I didn't want this to be a case of, oh, Holly's bad at the game, so she hates the game. Okay, Holly is trash at the game. Yes, we get it. Holly's game is not Rogue Company. My chat was very clear about this. They specifically said they watched me play and they were like, oh, this isn't your game. I was like, I know, I get it. And I went to play Valorant directly after that so Chad could see me pop off a little bit before I signed off for the night. But I definitely am not the demographic for this game. This game is not in line with the playstyle that I like to experience when I play FPS games. And but I definitely do respect the work that was put into it by Hi-Rez, and I do respect that they were trying to that they did their homework and they tried to take what they felt worked for a bunch of very successful FPS games right now and make it their own. Because when I first loaded up the game, I definitely saw the influence there from Apex, what with the UI, what with the zip lining, what with a lot of the character movement and combat mechanics. However, I definitely was able to distance it from Apex immediately as soon as I went in. So like in the tutorial, I was like, oh, another Apex ripoff? Like really? But then when I finally got into the game, I realized that that's definitely not the case. And I was able to divorce those two games in my mind. And I wasn't worried about like, oh, it's an Apex ripoff, because it's really not. I think that Hi-Rez has definitely done something very cool here. And I think that it's going to have a lot of potential going forward. However, because of the very specific language in our rating scale, I am going to have to give this game a 2. And that is because I personally wouldn't play it, but I understand why people would. So I definitely respect this game and what they've done with it. However, I just personally did not have a lot of fun playing this game. And I know that you guys understand that we are giving these reviews from the perspective of the consumer, because, you know, you could read any Metacritic or IGN article to get like a very specific score on a game based on like all of these different metrics. But what we try to do is give you an honest opinion based on our experience. And for me personally, I just didn't really like it. And Narz definitely doesn't like my score, and I know she's about to go off on me for this, but I'm sorry. But going by the very specific language in our rating system, I wouldn't play it, but I understand why people would.
Okay, so let me ask you, I gotta ask you something then, because this needs a follow-up question. Obviously, you said you wouldn't play, but you understand why someone would. What type of gamer do you think would understand that? So like what kind of gamer do you think the 2 out of 4 score associates with? Are they people that play like Overwatch? Like what would you say?
I would definitely say it was people that play things like Overwatch and people that play things like Valorant. I know that a lot of these articles made direct comparisons between Valorant and this game, but what I think it differentiates the two is that I'm definitely more of a person that appreciates more heavily objective based games. And in this game, you know, there are objectives, but like you can more or less bypass them as long as you get away with like, you know, killing the enemy team. And that obviously can be said for Valorant and for a lot of other games, sure, but I just feel like the objectives are not like the main objective of the game, and that's what I just personally really like to see. And even though I did say that I did like the characters a lot, I felt that personally they just didn't stand out as much for me or were as memorable. Like obviously we were memeing about how, you know, Dallas looks like Kurt Russell and all this other stuff, but personally after looking away from the screen, I would definitely be more likely to forget what they looked like rather than a character, let's say, like, you know, Watson or Bloodhound from Apex, or a character. I just feel like, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because that's not what they were going for. They were not going for cartoony, and they were not going for larger than life, and that's perfectly fine. But I'm definitely a player that prefers more eye candy when they're playing, and I definitely think that, you know, that could be something that a player that feels the same way might miss if they're playing this game. So again, like, I don't think that the reason why I gave it a 2 is for a bad reason. It's just because I recognize that this is not the game for me.
Right, but I just wanted to make sure that, like, if someone was coming into like the show and being like, okay, she rated it a 2, Narz rated it a 3, what's their difference of opinion? So, like, for me, like, I like to play first person shooters. I play Warzone, I play PUBG, I play Call of Duty, which is Modern Warfare, and I play like Valorant a lot. I think I was pretty much a Valorant strictly streamer, and like for me, like I play RPGs sometimes. Like I play RPGs on my downtime. Whereas, would you say you play RPGs more?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm a big RPG, MMORPG, story-based player. I need that meat of the story, and I mean, like, that's definitely something that this game is missing right now. I know that there are players that they don't need the story, that they are cool with just going in and doing the back and forth with the teams, killing each other and whatever. But for me, I need the reason why. I need the backstory. I need some kind of motivation to pull me in. So that's why I feel like, you know, this game, for me, is not necessarily immersive. However, I definitely know that you and other players like you can sink hours into the game without realizing it, because you do like the simplicity of that. And that's, you know, that's perfectly fine. But for me and for other players like me that do prefer the reason why and the motivation and the backstory, like, I can understand why they maybe would not choose to play this game over, say, another free-to-play first-person shooter game such as Apex. So
But I feel like with Overwatch and Apex, there is more of a story as opposed to like Valorant and CSGO and like this game Rogue Company. So if you are the type of person that likes RPGs and like stories, then Holly's score is more keen to you. Whereas if you like first person shooters and the story doesn't matter to you and just like playing the game and the mechanics, the competitive nature of it, then you're more keen to my score. Cool. I think that's
exactly.
Yeah.
That's a great way of putting it. Yeah. So Narz gave it a 3. I gave it a 2. Before we wrap up this episode, I am desperate to talk about this, and you know exactly what I'm about to bring up. I don't know if you guys caught it before they tried to sneakily delete it, but E3, the official Twitter account, retweeted an article. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I think it was yesterday.
Yesterday, yeah.
It was an article that was titled something about like the top games that female gamers are playing right now. And when I tell you that that list was some bullshit.
That was like major yikes, Mom.
Oh,
Mama, this is Garbaggio. It was absolute Garbaggio.
I was shocked. So they deleted the article and they actually replaced the article with something else, and they tried to be sneaky about it, but thank God Zune screenshotted some of this. Narz, what did you think when you saw the titles on this list?
Girl, I was like, I guess I'm not a man. I guess I'm not a woman. I'm a man, guys. I guess I've known it all along. I was never a woman to begin with. I'm a man. So it's like now you can't be sexist towards me because I'm not. It's like all the games that were on the list, I don't play. I don't play Solitaire. I don't play Bejeweled. I don't play Sims. I don't play Kim Kardashian or what was the other one? Tetris. I don't play any of these games.
I couldn't believe how bold they were putting Solitaire on the list. I was like, not the damn game that comes standard with every operating system on a computer. No way, Solitaire. I don't think that I've played Solitaire since like back when I didn't have internet, and even then I wasn't playing Solitaire. I was playing Minesweeper like everybody else.
I was like, whose boomer is this? Whose boomer is this? Come get your boomer! Like, seriously, like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And I didn't even know what Wild Hearts is. I'm sorry. Maybe, again, I don't think I'm a woman. I really have to check check my pants now because I'm just like, I guess I'm not a woman.
They had the audacity to put Bejeweled Classic. Like, I think the last time that I saw an ad for Bejeweled Classic was when I was checking my Yahoo Mail account in 2006. Like, I was like how old is this person, first of all, making this list? And this can't be real. Like, they had, Tetris, which, okay, I will admit I'm a big fan of Tetris. I do like Tetris a lot. But, like, really? Like, Tetris, they had some casino games. They had Candy Crush. I was like, y'all, please do better. Please do better. I know this was skewed. I could not believe the audacity.
Mike, I see you in chat. No, they didn't even have Farmville on that list, which is sad considering how much it was so hot and popular on like Facebook. So how many eons ago? I don't even know. But when I saw Solitaire up there like number 7, I was just like, yo, I haven't even played Solitaire since I was on a Packer Bell. Like, do you freaking Packer Bell? That's like before HP got him. Yo, seriously. Whoever wrote that list is either mental or on drugs because neither of those were like even remotely on my list. Guys, if you have not seen this list, obviously it's in the Discord, so be sure to join the Discord. You can see all the hullabaloo that we're talking about there. But yeah, and the funny thing is that not even Tetris 99 was on the list. It was just regular Tetris.
It was just Tetris. And so there were some games on there that I was like, okay, you got me there. Like they had Overwatch, which I was like, okay, hold on just a damn second. You've got Solitaire and you've got Bejeweled and Candy Crush, and then you're putting Overwatch. Like, are you seriously putting it on the same fucking level as Solitaire? Like, we have officially reached the point where Overwatch is Solitaire. But like, they had Overwatch, they had Stardew Valley, and they included The Sims, and I believe Animal Crossing, which those are 4 games that I do definitely play, but those would not, I would say, are exclusively what I play, and they are certainly not what I play because I am a woman. So I was like, E3, the fuck is going on?
Seriously, like did they totally forget about League of Legends? I mean, like even like Riot Games statistics came out, like 50% of the population that play League of Legends are freaking women. Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
Like you gotta be living under a fucking doorknob in the middle of fucking Atlantis on the bottom of the ocean if you don't know what you're like, if you really have no clue about what women play. Like seriously.
I was just again, the list made 0 points. It had nothing except one thing, which was the audacity, and that's all I'll say. I was like, and then I was like, the fact that E3's official account retweeted it, I was
that
like,
was another thing that pissed me
someone
off.
got fired. Someone got fired. And then they really tried to be sneaky about it, and instead of like apologizing, they basically just like, rerouted the hyperlink to some game that was like, oh, 20 games you can play right now with your friends in quarantine. And I was like, hold on just a damn second. I know what you did. You can't just sweep this one under the rug. We saw that. Like what? Like what? Anyway.
But you know what's so fun? You know what I find really appalling about this whole situation that really infuriates me? Y'all could have hired one of us. Y'all could have hired an actual freaking girl gamer that freaking played games that write this damn list for you, and it would have been peachy. But you had some random Jane Doe do it, and obviously it was a shitstorm because Twitter blew the fuck up, and everybody was like, I want to know who tweeted this out. This is misrepresentation at its freaking climax. Like, how detached? Like, I know we're social distancing, but gosh damn it, how detached are you from just common knowledge? It's just common knowledge. Like, what the heck?
I definitely think where they went wrong was that they tried to mix in the mobile gaming statistics with the online gaming statistics, and I think that that's definitely a folly because, like, yeah, okay, sure, you could include the mobile gaming statistics, but, like, fucking everybody plays Candy Crush. That's what I play sometimes on the subway, but, like, and I know that there's this big argument between the people that want to say that mobile gaming isn't gaming and it is gaming and whatever. I'm personally of the opinion that if it's a game, if it's called a game and you're playing it, you're gaming and you're a gamer. I don't think we need this like very exclusive term of like, you're not a gamer because you don't play Fortnite and you don't play this. Like, who fucking cares, really, at the end of the day, really? Anyway, what I'm trying to get at here is that I feel like, however, the mobile gaming sector and the online gaming sector or the personal gaming sector are two very different things. And when you speak of women in gaming, you are generally speaking of the women that play online and personal games on consoles, like first person and story based games, or online games where they're playing with other people. And so to cloud that list where you could have potentially really done something and you could have maybe put some people onto some titles that are potentially really amazing and definitely need more love, like you chose to put Solitaire, which is like, okay, go off, I guess.
What's what's interesting though? Nobody probably would have known about this article had it not been E3 tweeting about it. So I don't know if E3 did it because the article is from parade.com, but the social media account that tweeted it was E3. So I wonder if E3 didn't tweet this out, would this article have just continued living and existing regardless of the fact that it's a complete bullshit? Or
absolutely.
Yeah, and so so maybe we owe a little thanks to whoever is this behind the social media for E3 because of that. They brought attention and exposure to this stupid fucking article. Excuse my language.
I almost want to believe that maybe it was like intentional sabotage. Ooh. Like, what if the person that did it was like, "Oh, get them! Let's sick our followers on these people."
Yo, that's petty. Petty's my favorite color.
We're about to get t-shirts with your face on it that says petty is my favorite color, and then on the back it just says Garbaggio.
Guys, would you buy chat. I have a question. So we've been knocking this idea around and we're thinking about making merch. Like, what would you guys, okay, first of all, would you guys buy merch that had our faces on it and like my face said like Garbaggio on it, or petty is my favorite color? Would y'all buy that type of merch? Let us know, because then that gives us a bit of foresight.
I would personally rock it on my streams.
I would rock
be like,
it.
By the way, guys, check it out. Anyway.
I would go to sleep with that. I would rock the crap out of that. Like, coño.
We definitely was with like different Spanish curse words just to really drive home the fact that you have two Latin women really right? Giving it to chat right now, which is amazing.
Oh my god, I love it. Hashtag petty gang. I love
petty
it.
Gang, yes.
Petty gang. I love it.
Incipia says if it was a hat, they would wear it. So now we know. Next 368 merch line.
There you go, Zungar. We're getting tons of ideas for future merch. We got hats, t-shirts, hoodies. Yo, Pete, wait. Not Pete Gang, your boy.
No. I want mine to just say butt cheeks, but anyway.
What? Will you want that like above your head? Stop.
I want a hat that just says butt cheeks, but like in a really like low key font, so like you can't really tell that it says butt cheeks until you're really looking and you're like,
what if it was like you know how katakana and hiragana, like the Japanese things, but they were like done in a way that it says butt cheeks, but it was like it looks like hiragana.
Like a butt?
Yeah. Or it's spelled butt cheeks. I don't know. Anyway,
but from far away it looks like katakana or hiragana, but then look closer you're like, that says butt cheeks. That says butt cheeks. Yeah. Amazing.
Oh my god. Yeah, I think that's great. Oh, another good idea from Jaco, a shirt that has half of Nar's face and half of Holly's face.
Ooh. I actually don't hate that one. That's
I like
good.
That. We should have asked
just
chat.
Memeing, but that's actually really hot. So like,
yeah, chat. Yeah, this is why I'm happy we brought this up. Now we got chat involved. Now you guys are committed. If we make this merch, y'all need to buy it because I know who each and every one of you are. So
hell yeah, hell yeah. Okay,
even
guys,
make stickers and stuff. Yeah,
I think that we've kind of we've
okay, we're done.
The petty. We've exhausted. This is what we wanted, though, right? We wanted to have fun, and we're having fun. We're having fun. All right, guys. That's I think just a little housekeeping, and that's gonna do it for us, right? Narz, let everybody know where we can find your petty self on.
Well, before we move on to my socials, the next week's game is Grounded.
Oh, yes.
Next week's game is Grounded. So we are both excited for this. I come with an Ark background. So I actually have played Conan Exiles. I've played a lot of Ark. I've played a lot of like big world games like that. So I'm really excited to be now moving on to Grounded. I know that you're super excited about this game as well.
I am so excited because I saw my friends play it and I didn't have it at the time, but I kind of felt left out. And I was like, oh shit, they look like they're having a lot of fun. Like I want to enjoy this too. So I am very excited for this, and I'm excited for, I don't know if we can talk about it yet, but we have a guest next weekend. I'm so excited.
I don't think we can talk about it yet, but we're gonna watch the trailer for Grounded. And thank you, El Sergio Primo, como está usted? What's up? Thank you for the subscription to tier 1 sub. Nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
But yeah, why don't we roll the trailer for Grounded while Holly talks about our extra special guest that we have next week. Y'all don't want to miss this. Holly, who's our guest for next week?
I'm like beside myself because she was so sweet and she actually came into chat when we were reviewing, I think it was Minecraft Dungeons, and we didn't even realize that it was her until after the fact, and she was so kind and she was like, "Hey, like, like talking to us in chat. It's Atomic Mari, and you guys may know her from Smosh and like a bunch of her own things that she does, and she is such a talented content creator and she's so kind, and I'm like beside myself excited to have her on the show. So we will be covering Grounded with her because that is the game that she personally requested that we do because she was excited about that game as well. And so I can't wait personally. I'm just like, I'm excited.
So yes, guys, if you didn't hear it, you're hearing it from me again. Next week's special guest is Atomic Mari. Yes, you did not. We did not stutter. It is Atomic Mari. Now, this is Grounded, the game we're going to be playing next week. Atomic Mari is going to be jumping on to talk to us about this game. She's also pretty excited for this game. She's been playing this as well, right, Holly?
Yes, she has. So she specifically requested Grounded. So who are we to deny this? And I was like, I'm for it. Let's go.
Freaking do it. Yeah.
It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, but not.
Now, I really want to know what the backstory is. Like, how did we shrink? How did we get small? But whatever, we play these characters that obviously are living in the backyard, so we have to fight all these, like, spiders and bugs and stuff like that while building and literally foraging and surviving. So it has a lot of arc elements where you have to, gather resources to build, which is what you're seeing right now and stuff like that. And then you gotta hunt. You gotta hunt bees and ladybugs and cockroaches and spiders. And there's a lot beyond that too, which is going to be really fun for that as well. There's a bunch of DLCs and a lot of little secrets and tidbits that I can't wait to play. But wait, what happened? Yeah, what did you think that? Yeah, there's like gigantic bugs in this game. There's like you fight a huge spider and roaches. Yeah, they're like in roaches and ants. Yeah.
Oh, I don't do bugs, girl. Ooh.
Well, you gotta play. You gotta play this game. You have to. We're reviewing this.
This is gonna really suck. Oh, this is gonna really suck. I'm so terrified of bugs. Oh man. Oh boy.
I believe in you. Plus, the best way to play this game is with friends. So if anything, we'll create a community, and guys, you can be a part of it too. Be sure to go over to our Discord if you want to join our games before next week's review. As we play Grounded, both I and Holly both stream throughout the week before our review. So if you want to join our games, if you want to explore the world of Grounded with us and be a part of some of our clips in the process, then you definitely want to join the Discord. It's in the link in chat right now. But yes, this is our game for next week. I'm super excited. I literally bought the game already. Like I literally bought the game already. So it's already installed. Like after this, I'm literally just gonna start playing it and just like mess around. So yeah, if anybody else wants to join me and just kind of like foliage and like beat up ants and bugs and stuff like that, we'll wait for Holly.
If you want to talk me through my very pathological fear of insects, that would be amazing. Incipia says that there is apparently an arachnophobia mode that makes the spiders less scary. Sly the Fox says it turns spiders into floating blobs. So that's better. That's better. As long as I don't have to see any roaches or any like anything with an exoskeleton, I'm like so.
Freaking love that. I love that. Now I'm gonna do a compare and contrast. I'm gonna do a comparison then when I play this game. I'm gonna play it without the fluff mode. I'm gonna call it fluff mode. Without fluff mode and then with fluff mode. That's gonna be fun.
This game is about to give me the heebie-jeebies. I'm so ready.
Oh come on, you got Holly. If you can shoot dogs in the head in Last of Us 2, you're gonna be able to shoot bugs. Don't worry.
Narz. It wasn't that easy for me to shoot the dogs. Jewish Empath, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. We appreciate your support a lot. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right though in a way. Like, I mean, I survived The Last of Us Part 2, so I guess what's left but to face my crippling fear of bugs. So fuck it, I guess. Why not?
Exactly. Well, guys, if you want to follow us on social media, you can follow me at Narz on Instagram and Twitter, NARZ. If you want to check out my streams, I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday at twitch.tv/Narz, NARZZZZ. That's 4 Z's. You can see me in chat. I just said hi. But if you want to check me
like
out,
you're sleeping.
Yeah, 4 Z. Well, I mean, I think there's more Z's than that for sleeping. But hopefully I get onesie in the future. But yeah, I'm going to be streaming tomorrow as well on Saturday. Some Grounded, as well as I'm playing offline as well. So join the Discord, play with us. We'd love to have you join our little community as we review. Now, Holly, how can people follow you offline as well?
So I am at HollyPeppermint on Twitter and on Instagram and on twitch.tv/HollyPeppermint. And I will be streaming the Grounded game before we actually review it. And I typically stream all of the games that we review before we review them. So if you want to see my first impressions live, you can do that. And if you want to go ahead and follow 368 on social media, we are at 368 on Twitter and at 368 on Instagram. And right here on Twitch, because you're on the page, it's twitch.tv/368 NYC. And if you want to join our Discord, like Narz has been saying, definitely join the community. I think we can get a link in chat that will put an invite directly to the Discord. We're going to be giving out some codes for Rogue Company that Romanova very generously gave us across several different platforms. So if you're interested in that, you can jump on over to the Discord and we will be throwing those in. And also, if you want to join our Grounded games, we'll be sitting in chat this week, I believe, and we'll be putting notifications out if you guys want to join our Grounded games and sit and chat with us. So I think that's going to do it for us this week, right, Narz?
Absolutely, yeah. I think that's good. And guys, as always, feel free to send us clips of the games that we love to showcase your clips. So even though we may not have giveaways or contests or stuff like that, if you are playing some of the games that we're reviewing, send us your clips of the game yourself. Like, we will definitely post it on the show as well. We want to be able to make this kind of like a fun community thing. If you go to the Discord, you can drop the clips in our clips #clips channel, and we'll showcase it throughout the entire show as well. That would be fun, right?
That would be very good. And also, if you guys have any recommendations for games that you want to see us play, definitely give us that. We have a plan scheduled out for the end of September, but the weeks are moving quickly. So if you have a game that you think that we should definitely review, you'd like to see us play, go ahead and add us on social media or even say something in the Discord, and we will see what we can do about getting that one on the show. Or guests too. If you guys want to see a guest, like a specific streamer for a game, like let us know.
Yeah, that's true. And we already have, sorry, I have something in my eye. We already have games locked down for September, so if you want to check that out, it's over at the Discord. But just letting you know, next week is Grounded, the week after that is Among Us, the week after that, regrettably, is Tony Hawk's new game that's coming out, and then the week after that, we are reviewing Valorant. A lot of changes have been made to Valorant. September 23rd is Undermine, and then September 30th is Darkest Dungeon. So if you want to check out, if you want to be a part of some of those clips, you want to submit for them, you'll have more information in the Discord.
We're giving Valorant a part 2. You guys never saw the Valorant episode. That's the lost pilot episode of GG, but we are going to bring it back and give it a fair rating. Sly the Fox says stream solitaire. I mean, shit, I guess we have to now, right? We're women streamers. We have to stream legally. I think it's part of the Twitch contract, actually. If you sign on as affiliate or partner, you must stream what women gamers stream. So I will be downloading Bejeweled Classic if you guys want to.
I quit being a streamer then. Like, I am not playing solitaire. I'm not playing Sims. You're gonna have to cut these fingers off.
You don't play The Sims?
No, I don't even play The Sims. Okay, you want to know why I don't play The Sims? It's this horrifying story. Okay, this is really bad. So when I was a kid, I played the first Sims, and I played it on a shitty ass Packard belt. I'm talking like it's a Windows 3.
Before they were Hewlett Packard. Yeah.
Before they were Hewlett Packard. This is like way back in the day, and it was like literally Windows 3.1. And I'm playing this super powerful game on Sims, and I'm thinking nothing of it. I'm going about my time, whatever. And then lo and behold, the stupid Sim catches the freaking stove on fire and starts screaming. And at that moment, the computer was processing so much, it started getting into a loop of literally the Sim burning in front of the stove and him screaming and wailing. And mind you, I'm an innocent little 12-year-old, and literally the game is freezing and bugging out, and the Sim is screaming his life off. The speakers are like blasting. I ran out of my room and I never played The Sims again after that. And I don't care for it now. But yeah, that's story time.
I was about to challenge you, but I think if that happened to me and scarred me, I would just
I was like, done. I'm done. I'd rather kill shit. I'm good.
That is such a stark contrast to me, just like in The Sims 2, which was my favorite Sims, just getting all of my male Sims alien pregnant, because that was the first time that you could do that in the game. Male pregnancy was a thing. If you got abducted by aliens, you would come back alien but pregnant, which I think is literally the funniest shit ever. So that
I'm dead, you boy. I'm dead. Oh my god. But yeah, that's my experience with Sims, and that's why I don't give it any time.
Your boy Ray Savage is actually back with haikus in the chat. He and Pixel
Oh.
Hotness have been going back and forth, and he wrote one about why Narz can't play The Sims. Why Narz can't play Sims. She burned her Sims to the ground. Very traumatic. Thank you for the haiku, your boy Ray Savage.
I will meditate on that until next week.
All right, guys. We're gonna wrap. We're having too much fun here. That's not allowed. Let's stop that. Stop that right now.
All right. All right, guys. That's a wrap for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week for Grounded. And for those that are going to be hanging out with us on Discord, we'll see you on Discord.
We'll see you then. And as always, guys, GG.
GG.